Two men journey to the bars and restaurants of Scandinavia to find amazing beers, always with the same question.
Hey, what's on tap?
It's time to find out.
What? What do you want?
We're back.
What?
Yeah.
Where are we?
Here.
Here. Day 11. Almost to the halfway point. To all Advent calendar marathon begins or continues.
We've got another thing to open.
Yes, let's without further ado, let's get into it. And today we have yet another bottle. This time, excuse me. This time it is the Gose to Hollywood. Another low alcohol beer, 3.8%. I have to admit, I have been wanting to try this.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I have seen it on the shelves for quite a while, and just have not got it because it was kind of pricey for a Gose at 3.8%. So I have avoided it, but today is my lucky day.
Oh yeah.
I have to admit, I haven't been a huge fan of Goses over the years, but I've really come to appreciate them more and more. I think because they've become more interesting and developed more as a style.
Yeah. And
people have really been experimenting with them quite a bit. So I really look forward. I've heard good things about this, so I'm really looking forward to seeing what Ol does with this.
I'm going to say I've had it before.
Okay.
And I've not been disappointed by it.
Wonderful. This is very light in color, very straw-ish. Not clear like the wit beer was.
It's very cloudy.
Very, very cloudy. Very unfiltered. Reminder, it smells just crisp and fresh and clean and fruity. Super fruity. What do you think?
You get tons of fruit on those.
Yeah. Just like a fruit salad in your face. All right, so let's toast. Prost.
Let's go.
Whatever. Man, that is nice. That is really good. Wow, who would have thought? So far, I think the best two beers we've had have been the low alcohol beers. This is just spot on. Excellent. Gose, I have to admit, this might be my favorite Gose that I've had.
Of all time.
Of all time, literally of all time. This just hits the notes I'm looking for. It's a little salty, a little brininess in there, but just
hop forward.
Fruity, flavorful, tart, gets you a little bit in the back of the mouth. I like that quite a bit. Kind of just a little bit of a pucker effect to it.
Yeah.
Bright, refreshing. And I know we've been wanting more and more stouts and porters. We got our black ball, so that was a really nice change.
It's a really good break to the rest of the beers.
Yeah, but this is just man, this is really, really good. I will definitely be revisiting this again in the future.
I think it is one of my absolutely favorite Goses of all time.
Yeah.
It's a tough style.
Yeah, I mean, we've reviewed a Gose before, and we both liked it, but we weren't blown away. And it was the who was it? It was episode 3. It was a Gose, but was it Pipeworks? It wasn't Pipeworks.
No.
It was at Brewdog.
The one we had there was the Cigar City Stiftung, which was a Berliner Weiss.
Oh, it was a Berliner Weiss.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Sorry,
Similar...
not a Gose. This is our This is our first Gose then.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was a Berliner Weiss for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is great, man. I'm totally digging this. Very excited about this one.
So excited.
I am. Because I think a lot of the stuff we've tried so far has been very middle of the road, just straight down the line. It's either been like okay, like not great, okay, to like better than average. But this is the first one that I've tried that has been exceptional.
Yeah. Well, I gotta agree with you there. I mean, I think it hits so many different notes as well. It's got all the fruit forwardness, but you still get the saltiness in the background, and you also get. I mean, I don't even know what to say about it. It's just it's one of my favorite Goses of all time.
Oh, definitely. Man, and the test pattern for the logo is kind of fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to read the logo here. It's salty, sour, and light, brewed with the best fruit California can offer, best consumed on warm summer days.
Which is not today.
Which again makes you wonder why they included it in a winter advent beer calendar. But that's not really. We're not going to argue that point here. We've mentioned that several times in the past. Why so many light beers have been included in a advent calendar, but this is really pleasant. This is a really nice surprise.
Oh yeah.
So I've been wanting to try this for a while, and I'm glad that I'm finally able to. And I feel remiss that I haven't tried it before. That I haven't already had it 3 times.
Well, I think I've had it a couple of times before, because of this reason as well. So I think the first time I had it was at the Ol Gose shop in Copenhagen.
Oh, again, we're going to go to Ol Gose at some point because Morten, who runs the place, just the best guy ever. He is super friendly, and we love Ol Gose. So we'll definitely be doing a show from there at some point in the future.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
But this Gose, man, this is everything you want from a Gose and more. Yeah. So like Gose is a hard. I think it's a hard style. I think a lot of people have tried it. It's an old style of beer.
Yeah.
But it's relatively new in the sense that people have rediscovered it, and they've been trying it more. I know Westbrook does some pretty good Goses.
And I've tried the Westbrook one as well, and I think it definitely does not stack up to this one.
Yeah.
Because I think the good thing about this one is that it has the hop forwardness and the fruitiness to it, which the Westbrook one does not.
I think Scandinavia has really embraced the Gose for some reason, because I've seen it as a style quite often here, and I've tried several Goses from different breweries, and I've enjoyed them more and more as I've tried them. But I haven't seen that many cropping up in the U.S., and I haven't heard that many people talking about Gose as a style. It's always this is a thing. It's like a fringe kind of beer still. But I think in Scandinavia, it's a very popular style, or it's becoming more and more popular here, and you're finding more and more examples of it in bottle shops and on tap. And I think this is kind of a high watermark for a Gose.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So as a style on itself, what do you think of Goses?
I think it's really hard to make a good one, to be honest.
Why is it hard to make a good one?
I think it's hard to strike a balance between the salt and the... Well, I mean, in this one, the example would be to strike a balance between the fruitiness and the salt in it. But I think they do it really well with this one. I think we've been thinking about making a oyster Gose.
Okay, why oyster? Because when I say oyster, I think oyster stout.
Yeah.
I mean, automatically oyster stout. I've never heard of oyster being done any other way than in a stout.
Yeah.
So why a Gose? Because it's natural brininess of...
Yeah, and the saltiness from the seawater.
Okay, so I have to ask you a question. So, oyster beers, do they actually use oysters in them? So do you put a bunch of oysters in a blender and just blend them up, and then you like put it in the beer, or how does that work?
No, usually they do kind of a not a filtering per se, but they kind of run the beer over oyster shells.
Okay.
So it's not really like the organic material of a oyster, so it's usually just the shells.
Okay.
But I guess the process differs from brewery to brewery.
Okay.
But I mean, that's generally what you do.
All right. Okay, I don't know. I hear the term, and I'm like, I don't really know what that means in terms of like what part of the oyster is actually used in an oyster stout. So I'm very
Usually
curious.
shells.
Oh, yeah, the shells. That's good to know. But yeah, I think this is this the best of the beers we've had so far. I really
I would
like
say
it.
so too, yeah.
Yeah, definitely the best. All right. So what would you grade this?
I would probably say about a 3.75 or 4.
3.75 or 4?
Yeah.
Well, see, I gotta take exception to that because I mean your grading is 3.75 or 4, so that means that you could basically never have a 5 out of 5 version of a Gose then. Because then, I mean, if this is the best Gose you've ever had, and you think it's a high watermark and an exceptional Gose, what would it take to get it to a 4, 4.5, 4.75? Like, what would that mean?
Oh, you're putting me on the spot here.
I know.
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Because I can't like imagine a Gose that could be much better than this. I think, okay, so how does it rank against like a barrel aged Prairie Bomb or something like that? Like for me, a 5 out of 5 would be the Yellow Belly Sunday, which is just an exceptional beer. It just hits all the notes for me. It's just an amazing beer. For me, I think as an example of the style and the taste and what I want from a Gose, I can't imagine something being much better than this. So therefore, I'm going to have to give it a 5 out of 5. I mean, maybe as a beer on its own amongst other beers, it wouldn't be a 5 out of 5. Like compared to a Prairie Bomb or maybe something from like a Grey Monday or something.
Yeah.
It's not in the same league, but in the league,
Style-wise.
judging it against other beers of the same style, I don't think I'm going to have something much better than this.
I'm gonna have to agree with you.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I'm like you're giving like you're qualifying it as a high grade at 3.75 or whatever, but at the same time you're saying that this is an exceptional Gose. For me, at 3.75 is still saying that well, there's room for improvement. So then, what's missing that would get it up to the next level of that? So this is where
I think you have a really good point.
this is where subjective versus objective comes into.
Yeah.
Comes into it. And while this, isn't amongst the best beers I've ever had, I think of this style of beers, it's probably one of the best Goses I'm ever going to have.
And it's probably going to be the best one that you're ever going to have, yeah.
Yeah. So I would give this a 5 out of 5 simply because I think it is a high watermark for Goses. It's got an amazing balance between the fruitiness and the tang and the saltiness and the sour and effervescence and playfulness of the tongue that I'm looking for. So yeah, I'm gonna go 5 out of 5 on this one. I'm laying down the gauntlet. I am daring you to justify your lower score.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna rate it style wise, then yeah, sure, 5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. All right, so our first 5 out of 5, double 5 out of 5, right there.
Goes to Hollywood.
Gose to Hollywood is hands down, I would say, probably the best example of a Gose you're going to get. It is, it is really, really good. I am shocked, quite frankly.
You should be.
Well, I mean, I just did not expect it to be this good, and everything else we've had it's just been so mediocre on many levels. That I think this really is.
It's the best representation of a Gose that you're ever going to taste.
Yeah. So therefore,
5 out of 5.
5 out of 5. Yeah. I think you have to grade a beer amongst the style that it's in
amongst its peers.
Right. And so like comedies, I mean, like I'm going to go back to movies because that's kind of where I come from. Like I don't think that we'll take Kevin Smith's Clerks for instance. It's not the best comedy that's ever been made, but within the realm of comedies that's been made, I think it establishes everything that you kind of want from that genre. It's got the pathos, it's got the comedy, it's got the it's got the bittersweet moments you're looking for. It really fills all those niches that you're looking for in that kind of movie. Is it Citizen Kane, or is it Lawrence of Arabia, or whatever you think the greatest movie that you've ever seen is? No, it's not the best movie that's ever been made, but in that genre, it's a high water mark of that particular genre of film. And so I think that a lot of people get bogged down, not just in movies, but in beer or books or whatever you're reading. They get confused with, is it the best thing I've ever read or eaten or tasted? Maybe not, but like within that genre or realm or style, is it the best version of that you're going to find? And I think this is going to be the best version of that you're going to find.
Yeah, I think that's a good analogy.
Yeah. All right.
Definitely.
So I think Goes to Hollywood knocks it out of the park. 5 out of 5 for me. Matthias agrees because I beat him into that submitting to that to that qualifier. If you can get your hands on a bottle of this, buy a couple because you're not going to be disappointed. It's going to hold up pretty well over a few months.
And after you had your first one, you're going to want more.
You are definitely going to want another one. Again, another low alcohol beer, 3.8%. And I've had higher alcohol percentage Goses as well. Excuse me, but I think that this one really
knocks it out of the park.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
And that's great. Day 11, really, really bringing some sunshine into a dour basket. So we'll cut it off here and hope for day 12 to continue that trend.
Oh yeah.